Good morning, and we are live 5 a.m. Central Standard Time. If you celebrate Easter, happy post-holiday. And I'm excited to do today's video because after these holidays, it can be really unmotivating. Whether we ate a little too much, had a Sunday fun day, or just we're kind of traveling in general to see family. So if you're traveling back today, safe travels to you on this Easter Monday, or to people who celebrate different holidays. Cheers to you over the last couple weeks. Yeah, just from personal experience, right? Not to get too deep right off the bat at this early 5 a.m. session. But, most of what we make our judgments are, if not all, is from our own personal experience. And after holidays, after fun events and stuff, it seems that it's a lot harder to get up in the morning. And from reading more about sleep, reading more about diet, and just going through the classic trial and error of trying to help myself out, try and make myself feel as good as possible, it seems consistent. Holidays can tend to break your sleep pattern, the consistency of your sleep. And this usually is, so one way you could test this out is whether on Monday, and if you're just joining us, good morning. We kind of going over some sleep patterns as we've gone over the holiday and we're extra tired this Monday. And the comparison would be you just compare how you feel on Monday morning compared to how you feel, say, Friday morning, as you've had more time to get through the week, and sleep at a more consistent time than anything versus the length and the quality. The consistency and the time frames usually have a pretty big impact on people. Of course, if you're not sleeping enough, you'll be tired as well. However, really changing up the hours that you are physically asleep can either be, if not tiring, damaging, right? So maybe making it a priority, maybe just understanding, okay, this is where I need to be at with getting up in the morning, with being on top of my next business idea. Again, the goal of our show here is to jump on, take down something that we can expand upon ourselves, or even if we can just have this as background music as we're trying to get in a state of reflection, giving ourselves a minimum of like 10 minutes. I mean, this is our life, right? Of really figuring out is what is it that we want? What do we need to do? Why do we even give a crap? And kind of putting these rhyme or reasons into the stuff that we know we should be doing to help generate our business growth and our personal development. So sleep regularity, going to bed at the same time, I will argue is more important than getting up at the same time every morning. Why would you make a morning show and your emphasis isn't on night? Well, right now, with how my work is scheduled and how my coaching clients are structured and how I want to expand and grow my business, the morning route makes a lot more sense for me personally. But yes, going to bed consistently can really help make you not tired in the morning. Okay, Tanner, I get it. I got to see my nephews. I got to see the eggs. I got to eat the food. I got to drink the beer when I'm with my family, trying to celebrate it up. I don't get to do it very often. Okay. So now this morning you are tired. There comes a time in people's lives where hustle and motive overrides a little bit of what we are doing. Is that sustainable? Hell no. Hell no. We know that. But when it comes to building businesses, when it comes to really pushing your personal development, there comes a time in our lives where we need to sprint just a little bit. Right now, I'm in a bit of a sprint in my life, trying to really grow a couple companies between the coaching and the real estate portfolio, and just trying to see what I can personally take on, like getting up really early, reading longer pieces of literature, really diving in. Today we're gonna go over a fun article, so that'll be a nice learning experience. However, there is a time in our lives, depending on what type of changes you want to be making. So, is it factual that if we do not change, we will be sad and upset? Yes. If we don't continue to grow, if we don't continue to move on, we will be sad and upset. We'll be bored and we'll be unfulfilled. If we make changes, will we run into problems? Yes, we will. We will run into problems. I mean, it's inevitable. Every time we change, there's always problems that arise. It's more so trying to feel the piece of kind of like growth and getting better, and then picking the problems that you want to be dealing with, right? That is essentially what we're striving for here. Is we're trying to pick the problems that we have. I want to deal with. I'd rather deal with the problem of being tired in the morning and making an impact on just getting someone else who needs to be at this, like, make change into their life and want to be involved in that. I'd rather feel tired a little bit and then be part of that impact versus sleeping in and then kind of battling, what the hell am I doing with my life? Like, I genuinely have a really good idea of what it is we're trying to do here, or at least we're walking down a path, and it seems like there's some light at the end of it. Not to give an Easter pun, but seems like something can be coming out on the other side, and that gives me a lot of hope and a lot of promise, and gives me a lot of faith towards, yeah, no, I can totally. But the problems, so I feel the fulfillment of being on the right path, which is really, really good. It's stimulating, motivating, all those good things. If again you don't know what it is exactly what you're trying to get done or you want to get done, you can always go to talktotanner.com and schedule a free coaching session. But back onto the path, we're picking. We know we have a better idea of what it is we want, and the problems that we're going to be taking on, and are we okay with those problems? Because again, getting up at 3 in the morning, yeah, it makes it for an easy conversation when it's like, yeah, get the fuck up at 4 a.m. I've already worked out. I've already taken a cold shower. I'm already live here, spitting the facts. Like, yeah, that can be powerful in a sales pitch per se. But for your own personal development, yes, the morning routine guy is telling you it doesn't really matter so much of what time you're getting up versus what time are you going to bed. Is your sleep schedule regular? And what are you actually working on when you get up? Are you getting up and doing a live TV show? Are you writing a book? Are you developing your side business? Whatever it is. If you need help and accountability with that, let's keep rocking and rolling. And because I'm down to ride. We want to make sure that we're on that growth path. And, if we can be helpful here. Essentially back to the tips and the tricks for after the holiday food. You've eaten too much. We've been with the family, and that's life. That happens. That comes up. But we know we want to make changes, and we want to work on the things, and we're sitting in, some of us are still laying in bed, and we're like, I can't get up, I can't move. You can, but will you? And is what you want to be doing more important than the warmth of the bed? That's a genuine question, because a lot of people would say the warmth of the bed. Don't believe that's true. That's short-term gratification versus long-term. And yeah, it's tough. It's in the moment. Never gets easier. But tips and tricks. We're going to go ahead. I'm going to put my shoes and socks on. That sounds weird, but it's true. If you put your socks and shoes on right when you get up, then you will be less likely to go back to bed. I've tried it, and it works. I'm not saying it's perfect. You just put shoes on and then you're magically, it's like you had 4 cups of coffee. But it genuinely makes me less likely and less desire to go back to bed. And that's the whole point, because there's this like 15-minute window, and I'm sure everyone's different, of where I just absolutely hate myself. The cold showers are like I'm yelling. My girlfriend thinks I'm a psycho, probably a little bit, but they do help. And as we've talked about in the coaching space and with my coaching clients, I tend to make people do insane things. Some of the exercises that you hear are pretty insane, weird, odd thoughts, but I would argue people are insane. If you know what you should be doing and you consistently do not do that, and you consistently feel like shit because you're not doing what you want to be doing for months, for years, that's insane all the same. So you can say the cold showers, the shoes, the coaching exercises, which we're about to dive into one here shortly. You can say they're all insane, but damn it, you just got to figure out what works for you. And that's, again, why I like the one-on-one approach. And if you are curious to what that kind of one-on-one approach looks like, feels like, because a lot of people, they go into group settings, or they try to jump into some type of class, but with the flexibility and the understanding, the deep learning on the one-on-one side, it's essentially like, how did you learn quicker with a tutor or in a group setting with multiple teachers? I personally, whenever people gave me direct attention towards my specific problems, kind of how that looked, we were able to pick it apart a lot better. And that's essentially, it's a big piece with tutoring, is not so much, at the end of the day, you can't do the work for them, because that wouldn't help anybody. That'd be wasting my time and your time, because you got to have the skills. Give the Easter pun, teaching a man to fish, and eating for a lifetime. So we got our shoes on, got the socks and shoes on. We've taken the cold shower and been on here for about 14 minutes live with you guys. Again, good morning if you're just joining us. The morning routine show where we get up, get after it. We're striving, we're hustling to help grow ourselves personally and business development. Let's go ahead and pop up. I can screen share here. Or I can go ahead and take on, just need one of my emails. Okay. Okay, I got the article I wanted. Thank you so much for bearing with me. Entire screen. Okay, that drops off like that. So this one's called, oh, Darius, good morning to you. Kind of just going through. I'm going to go ahead and read through this and see if we can learn something. So this is what we do. We'll jump on here. We'll read articles. We'll do exercises. We'll see what the hell they have free available on the internet. If there's any other things that we can try and condense and profit off of, let's go ahead and go through and share them. And yeah, this is oddly a larger part of my day than I would have ever thought or imagined. Just general learning, because you got to have ammunition and ideas for the show in general. So going through, reading these articles, hopefully if you guys find this concept interesting, we'll continue to expand upon it. If not, if we think we can get better benefits, then we'll go a different route. Okay. It's not exactly a revelation that self-awareness is a key component of success. In fact, we have been extolling its importance for thousands of years. The Greek philosopher Aristotle, who lived between 384 322 BC, once said, "Knowing yourself is the beginning of all wisdom." Knowing ourselves. Truly knowing yourself requires serious effort, but unfortunately there is no set path to self-awareness, so standardized steps you can take to reach it. That said, let's take some time to examine yourself, your skills, your desires, your motivations. Helps. It's a way to do the work of getting to know yourself better. Okay, same quote. Research shows that spending even 15 minutes reflecting on your day can improve your performance by 23%. Not sure where that statistic's pulled from, but hey, improving 23%, by God. That's that's the right direction. Again, not sure the case, how many people are involved or what that's even really trying to say, but we're trying to head in that direction. It can contribute to a more productive mindset, not to mention help you feel happier and improve your overall emotional well-being. In an effort to becoming more self-aware in my own life, I've developed a list of 20 questions to reflect on. Pick and choose to ask a few to ask yourself or dive into all of them. Okay. So these are questions on to help with self-awareness. I can go ahead and put these in the chat. These are a lot of pretty, like I've done a lot of coaching boot camps and a lot of these questions come up, but a lot of them do work. Let's go ahead and just pick a couple. Well, you guys could probably give less of a shit at what I'm good at versus, that's an interesting question. What am I so at? What am I so at? I would say sales prospecting. Like, I'm not terrible at trying to sell something, try and get somebody at the phone, but I'm also not a rock star. And I think the not having a ton of confidence in sales prospecting slightly, well, simply plain put, to achieve my goals, I don't believe I do enough prospecting. I don't introduce myself to enough people per se to reach quantifiably where it is I want to go in the time frame I want to go. I've come to peace with the pace that I've set and I've been growing with. However, if impacting 100 million people really is the goal, then we have a really long way to go. And this business if we're going to have the capital resources to be able to expand on that type of outreach, we're going to have to continue to help improve prospecting. So I talk about being so at it. I'm not going to come down. I wouldn't come down on myself saying that I'm terrible at it and it's a waste of time. However, I wouldn't say I'm a rock star at it. So why wouldn't you be a rock star at it? And not because it's some talent or some genetic that I was or wasn't born with, but just simply staying consistent, practicing it, and doing it over and over again to help chip away at it. And as you can kind of see, these questions, if you're just willing to open up a little bit, you yourself can ask yourself these questions and just become more self-aware in general. And then the goal would be to say in coaching is that we try to create the environment that matches the skill set and resources to the literal goal that you do actually want. My screen blacked out there for a second. Are we still? Yep. Still going. Still good. All right. I know you guys were worried. How much sleep do I need? Classic. I personally need 8 hours of sleep, or else I'm a little wishy-washy, a little tired. Sometimes these holiday weekends, hanging out with family, or trying to travel to go meet family, I understand how that can kind of come up. And then we use putting our shoes on, taking cold showers, other alternatives to try and make the mornings suck a little bit less. When those situations do come up, how much sleep do I need? That's usually something you can kind of just write out. If you need 2 fat cups of coffee right when you get up, I would argue that you're probably not sleeping enough. However, that comes down to you journaling it and answering it and being honest and kind of helping out with the self-awareness part of this. What stresses me out? What stresses me out? I think I get stressed when I don't. So yesterday I was dealing with some stomach issues, been kind of fighting off a few things. As of late, unfortunately, I'm trying to figure out some diet issues that I got going on with my guts. And trying to figure that out is very stressful because I know, so deep down, health is very important to me. However, I still act in accordance that it's not. So there's a gap right there, if that makes sense. So I value health very, very much, and I value feeling very, very good. And my actions don't always live up to that healthy standard. And life is life. However, there's this disconnect, and sometimes I still feel stressed out about it, even though I know that's what I want to be doing, taking a healthier route. And I know my body, and specifically, I just have a weaker stomach. I've heard a lot of sad stories, and I know a lot of people's are a whole lot worse. But sometimes stomach doesn't hold up very good. And I know I love the feeling of how I feel right now. My mind is clear. My gut is settled, ready to rock and roll, talking to you guys, trying to help share and give back what we can. But it can stress me out when the actions, the food I eat, drinking a lot of alcohol and a lot of meat usually is what does me in personally. And knowing that, I need to make just firm positions at a time and decisions when I'm at a clear state of mind, when I am at my best. Remember, that is what we want to do, is we want to be making decisions when we are at our absolute best. So it stresses me out when not feeling good. However, taking a stance and understanding whether it's Easter, my best friend's birthday, or there's a few times and places where that's going to happen. And this game of surprises and being at peace, being settled with it, being more prepared can hopefully help reduce some of those stresses. So ask yourself, what stresses you out? And maybe it can give you a better idea of what it is getting in your way that's hindering what it is you want to be doing. Write it out in a notebook, damn it, and try and learn something from it, even if it's just one step forward. The path to progress starts with a single minute, single moment, single step. What makes me happy? Well, what makes me happy? I would say my girlfriend, probably number one. I'd say health and fitness. Number two, adventure, going out in national parks, stuff like that. But yeah, the relationship, that should be a challenge for people. And challenge for y'all to think, and you want to try and see if this makes you happy. Try and cook a nice meal for someone, a nice healthy meal for someone you love. I've been getting an insane amount of joy and happiness out of trying to expand in cooking, trying to cook healthier options while also making it taste good, and then trying to give back, cooking extra. Well, thankfully, my girlfriend doesn't mind. She likes to cook as well. So we're taking turns trying to make healthier stuff for our friends, for our family. And I found a lot of peace and happiness with that. Eating soul nourishing food and also giving that food to people you care about. That's been making me really happy lately. So I like this question. What do I like? What do I think about myself? And I'm not going to get it right, but there's a quote. I am not what I think. I am not what you think. I am what I think you think I am. So this weird, what do I think about myself? So I threw off that old adage because don't let other people, what they're thinking, manipulate what you're thinking, because chances are you're probably way off. They're probably thinking something completely different. And all that really matters is kind of where your line of logic's at, what you're thinking and feeling. So this is an important question, is my point. Important question for self-awareness, specifically. What do I think about myself? What do I think about myself? I think that I am excited about being in my early 20s and jumping on here, ranting, talking, trying to help and give back in any way I can. And I think that a person who's willing to do that over a decade is probably going to find what they're looking for. More likely than not, I would say. And that makes me feel good. That makes me feel happy. So what do I think about myself? I think there's a lot of things I'm not very good at. And I think there's more than enough things that I am good at that are going to bring me a lot of peace and a lot of fulfillment and be able to live a very, very kick-ass life. And that's what matters, you know. I'm unfortunately got the short end of the stick, no pun intended, but really wanted to play basketball through and through. That didn't work out. However, I genuinely enjoy, this is Eckhart Tolle's other book. Shout out to my best friend who loaned this to me, A New Earth. Ready to start reading that bad boy today. But, you know, I really love reading, learning new stuff, putting the ideas and the thoughts out there to try and build and expand a company. Very, very cool. And that's, you know, that's enough. This, sometimes the cheesy coaching, or to me personally, coaching and stuff like that can sound cheesy, but that is the truth, is thinking in terms of I am enough. The things that I am good at match up with how I think about myself. And if I told you that you only get one go at it, you're not really sure what's going to happen, and I said what you think is going to be your complete reality. Like that's the life you're going to embody. And then I'm going to ask you, do you think it'd be better to think positively and think clearly and think in terms of when you are at your best, when you should be making your decision making? Or do you think you would recommend yourself to be irrational, to wait to the last minute, to sleep in, to throw away a lot of the time that you've been given? Which direction do you think you would want to go? Yeah, you would probably say think positively, probably get up early, probably eat healthy foods and do all that. So if anything off of today's show, if you can just give yourself a break for what has come up, what is going on, where you are going, not be so hard on ourselves, and start seeing the good things that are coming on, going on, and match that with what it is that you actually want. What is that you actually want? Do you want to live in Florida? Do you want to move out to California? Do you want to start a company that produces $10,000 a month in income? Do you want to lose 10 pounds so you can put yourself out there and try and get in a relationship with someone else who really cares about fitness and their fatigue and stuff? That's up to us. And on this show, we will be back here again, 5 a.m. tomorrow morning, Tuesday morning, after the holiday weekend's wrapped up. If you're not up yet, ask yourself, do I want to get up? What is more important? The book, the exercising, the business, my health, my wellness? What is more important? The warm bed or personal development and fulfillment? Simple as that, right? Well, here to help it go easier, go smoother. Remember, if you're still feeling tired, put your shoes on, take a cold shower. No excuses. They're everyone's got one, right? So this morning, I know you were with family, traveling for family, doing all that. So we kind of got to get a little push, a little bit of a sprint today. Here to help it go right. Tanner DeWitt, morning life coach. If you're curious, interested in our coaching and what it has to offer, please go to talktotanner.com or refer a friend to the show if there's something you think they can learn, such as some of these self-awareness questions and really the critiques and the entails of that. So here to help in any way I can, staying on top of it, your morning life coach, Tanner DeWitt. I'll see you all again tomorrow morning, Tuesday, 5 a.m. Central Time. Soon enough. Cheers.